Listener discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the I Should Totally Be Dead Right Now podcast, where we tell true stories of survivors of true crime, natural disasters, and everything else in between. And guess what, guys? Michelle made it through her surgery.
I'm not dead. I'm not dead.
She's back.
I didn't die while I was there
Yeah.
and came back or
I would hope I
anything.
made a post about it if you did.
Yeah, that bitch died. No, I'm here.
Welcome back, Michelle. You were missed.
I think it's been like 3 weeks or so since
Yeah.
we've recorded.
I think so.
Because we kind of recorded the other one early,
Mhm.
and then we were going to record a second one.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I better not drink before surgery. So here we are.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm glad everything went well.
It
and
did.
such,
It did. It ended up being actually quite a bit more invasive than I think I originally gave it credit for.
In your head?
Yeah. Well, apparently I have this, pocket of dead skin and stuff that just
Gross.
was way bigger than they anticipated.
Oh my
And, yeah, so
gosh.
it like drilled down into my skull and there's two hearing bones. I forget the names of the actual bones, but one of the bones that I have is
Yeah.
almost completely dissolved down
Oh my gosh.
to like a little nub of a bone.
You can't hear very well.
No.
That's
well,
not good.
They think I'll get some of my hearing back.
Okay.
But I won't be like, oh my God, supersonic hearing or anything like that.
That's a good excuse, though. It'd be like, oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
Get you.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, say again. Say again. Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that?
Let me turn to my good ear.
I totally have to. Like, if I'm sleeping at night and I put the pillow against my good ear, I
Yeah.
cannot hear anything.
Wow.
Like-
I guess that's kind of good because you can fall asleep.
It's irritating as hell. Let me tell you. There's foam in there that will eventually dissolve. And it's not as packed. Like when I first came out, there was like another wick in there, which is like another piece of foam and then cotton. And then I had a whole nother cotton thing on the outside. So I looked like a total train wreck. I mean, a head injury obviously coming out of here. And there was
my
like
goodness.
blood coming down my neck. Oh, it was totally gross. But
Sad day.
and then I couldn't hear anything.
Really?
Now I can hear a little bit more, but
Well, that's good.
yeah, I just gotta do it again in 6 months. That's
What?
all. I know, barf.
That's the last one, huh?
I think so.
Okay.
I think
well,
so.
that's good. We'll be hopeful.
Well, and now it just feels like my ear is actually not part of my head. I don't quite know
Oh.
how to describe it because I mean they cut my ear off practically.
Ew.
And yeah,
It looks great. Like, you can't even tell that you
you
had
can't
surgery.
tell. Can you see this? Like, look here at this part.
Uh-huh.
The little like button on your
Yeah,
ear,
yeah, yeah.
and then over here. It's
Oh
all
my
deformed
God.
now.
It's a little bit gone.
Yeah, they took that out
It made it
and
look...
made a little patch for deeper in my ear, and then put part of it back to try to make it.
They did a really good job. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell at all just
Oh
looking
well,
at you.
thanks, girl.
You're welcome.
My deformed ear is not as deformed as I thought. Yay! It's the small things.
All right. Well, so our drinks today, I made them this time.
I know.
So I call it my chocolate hazelnut Irish cream coffee. Iced coffee.
Well, they're fucking delicious.
Yay.
Thank you.
So what I did is I drizzled some chocolate sauce around the inside of the jar. And then I put an ounce or ounce and a half of Frangelico. And then I put ice. And then I put some of our Five Farms Irish cream.
Fuck you, Five Farms. I love you so much.
It's
Oh,
easy.
it is
Five Farms.
easy.
We're waiting.
Yeah.
But
You're doing good things out there.
but I mixed that with a little bit of milk, and then I
Frothed it.
thank you. I can't say that word, but I frothed it, and then put a little topper on top, and just watched it like melt down.
Ugh.
Put a little straw in there, give it a little shake, or swirl.
Well, and
swirl,
we're recording in the morning
Yeah.
on a Saturday morning, and so it's like kind of perfect because now we're gonna go into our days with a little bit of a buzz and a little bit of a buzz from alcohol and caffeine,
Exactly.
which I'm always excited about.
And I have to go to a baby shower, so this is perfect.
Perfect.
All right, here we go. We're going to jump in the story. And this story that I have is about Kelly Huber.
Kelly Huber.
And so we are in Stockton, California.
Okay.
And it's June 2014.
All right. All right.
Kelly is 46 years old and is a manager at the Bank of the West.
I know Bank of the West.
Do
It's
you?
a California bank.
Oh.
I mean, maybe it's up in Oregon too, but I've never seen it.
No, I don't know. Cool. But this one, so
You're like, bitch, that was not a good fact. Thank you.
she has managed this branch for the past 5 years. So it is Wednesday around 2 p.m. and it was just 2 more days until the branch was closing. So this branch was done. It was closing. So this day, the employees were helping customers, kind of like, you can go to this bank or just last minute things.
Help them move their accounts if they need to and that type of thing. Okay.
Also, just like they're packing up, they're saying their goodbyes. Like
it's probably a very bittersweet time.
Exactly. Kelly was behind the teller line when she saw 3 men enter the bank, and she immediately knew they were going to get robbed. The reason she knew that is because they robbed them in January, just 6 months prior.
Are you effing serious?
Yeah.
So these are repeat bank robbers.
Yeah, at least 2 of them. She recognized 2 of them.
Oh my goodness.
And so she just like, okay, here we go. This was not her first robbery because there was the other one. Over her years of working in the bank, she has been through 13 robberies.
I remember I had my friend's mom, she worked at a bank, and I remember every now and again she would like pick us up from school and stuff, and she picked us up one day and she's like, yeah, our bank was robbed today.
Oh
and
gosh.
like she was totally chill about it. I mean, she was kind of a badass woman anyway, and drove like this sporty Monte Carlo that I always thought was really cool, and she was just a cool mom anyway, but the way she just sort of took this bank robbery, it was like, whatever.
Right.
I was like,
just another day.
Yeah, I was like, what? Anyway, sorry.
But so she stayed calm because the last time they just took the money and they left. So she's like, it's just going to happen again. We're closing her branch. So, okay, let's just get through this. So what the men did is that there was 2 people outside. So they gathered them into the bank and they gathered everyone into the lobby. So there was 6 employees, and then they brought in 2 customers, and there was 1 customer already in.
Okay, so now we have a pile of hostages, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
They made everyone go into the lobby, and they all had AK-47 rifles, and ordered everyone to lay on the floor and keep quiet. They told everyone if they did what they were told, nobody would get hurt. Kelly believed it because that's what happened last time before.
I see. I suspect that is not going to be what happened this time.
So one of the men took Kelly and another employee to the vault to get the money.
Okay.
When they robbed the bank back in January, they took the cash and then took an employee's keys to steal their car as a getaway car.
Oh.
But once they took the keys, they couldn't find the car. So it took them a long time to find the car to get away. So Kelly thought this time they would have a getaway car. No.
I would be looking for the car with the like deek deek.
Yeah.
And you could just go.
Everyone lay out your keys so I can pick which one has the. So they asked for an employee's keys, and Kelly's just, here, take mine. But this time they said, show me where you're parked. So
they're not fucking around this
No.
time. They're not making the same mistake.
Exactly. So one man grabbed her by the jacket collar and held the gun to her right side and made her walk outside. They only took a few steps out when a police officer with a shotgun was yelling at them to drop the gun and to get on the ground.
Okay, so they're surrounded by police at this point, or is
Yeah.
it just one officer?
I think there's a few and then more coming along the way.
Okay.
The man pulls Kelly back, but she falls, and then she's saying that she sprained her ankle, so that way she wouldn't be taken as a hostage. It's like, I'm damaged.
Yeah, don't take me.
But they didn't buy it, pulled her back into the bank.
You can walk on your sprained ankle, honey.
Exactly. Now the men don't know what to do. So each man grabbed a hostage and used them as human shields to get to Kelly's Explorer.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
So they made it to Kelly's Explorer, and they all entered through the passenger side doors.
Do you know what movie I just watched like 2 nights ago?
What? Reservoir Dogs?
No, good
Oh.
one. Bandits. Have you seen that?
Uh-uh.
It's got Bruce Willis and Kate Blanchett and Billy Bob Thornton.
No.
And they're about bank robbers in Oregon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of old. I mean, it's probably back from 2014. It's super good.
I'll have to watch it.
It is. It's just entertaining.
Okay.
So, sorry.
No, it's
but
okay.
that's
No,
about
like-
bank robbers as well. I was like, God, this sounds familiar.
Like a movie.
Yeah.
So Kelly tried to remain calm, but they told her to drive. So she is the driver now.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine what my driving would be like in that kind of situation.
Right? So there's 3 bank robbers and 3 hostages.
Oh my God.
All in
All
this
piled
car.
into this Explorer.
So they're driving and now they're on a police chase. They are driving. She states, and then I remember thinking, if they kill me and the police are behind me, they'll at least know where to find my body.
That's heartbreaking.
Isn't it? Terrible. So all of a sudden now, Kelly hears a pop and then felt a burn. And what happened is one of the men in the back, his gun went off and shot her, and it went into her right thigh or like right hip area, and then went out and then went into her left ankle.
So it went through her whole leg?
Yeah, so now her leg is shattered and her left ankle is shattered. So now she can't drive because her legs are shattered, so she can't hit the accelerator.
Oh my God.
So the dude in the back was like, sorry, but
Thanks.
but since she can't drive, they pushed her out of the car, the moving car. They just pushed her out because she can't drive.
What?
Right?
That is not what I expected you to say at all. I don't know what, but not that she pushed her, poor thing out of the car.
I know. So now she's shot, pushed out of a high-speed moving vehicle, and now she's rolling on the pavement.
Oh my God.
Isn't that
Fucking Kelly. I'm sorry.
So, okay.
This is a worst case scenario.
It really is.
This is like the worst bank robbery ever.
Police are going back and forth with gun exchange now. They're opening fire.
And she's just rolling on the pavement.
She's rolling on the pavement, and actually one of the other hostages, she jumps out too. Because she's just like,
Kelly, I'm coming with you.
yeah, it's just, well, I mean, like, what are you going to do? Because there's gunfire. I mean, you might as well. So police have opened fire on the car and fired 600 bullets into this vehicle.
Oh my goodness.
So what they do is use the last hostage as a human shield.
Oh.
And she died with about 10 gunshot wounds.
Why couldn't they go through her and shatter them behind them?
I know, right? So
my poor fat ass. Like, I don't think that bullet would make it through my leg.
Just too thick.
But girl, you're so thick. I wish I had never said that.
No, same. I mean, these thighs. But her name was Misty Holt Singh.
Oh, Misty.
And she was the one that was outside at the ATM. And actually, her 12-year-old daughter was just waiting in the car waiting for her.
What?
Yeah.
So she doesn't know, like, did she see all the commotion and see her mom get, like, ushered into this Ford Explorer?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she was in the parking lot and saw it all
my
went down.
God.
But now she's dead. I mean, like, I can't.
I am very sorry to hear that.
Isn't it? Kelly states, my thought was getting shot saved my life. It really did. Because I think I would have been driving that car right up to the end had I not been shot and pushed out in the middle of the road. I'm very lucky to be here.
I'm amazed that she survived the push out of the car.
Oh, I know, right?
Like, you hit your head a little bit wrong and you're donezo.
That's true. Yeah. So Kelly actually filed a complaint against the city and even a lawsuit.
Because they were just opening firing with
innocent people in the car. So
Yikes.
the police failed to follow the National Police Standard and its own department protocol of not challenging armed robbers when innocent bystanders are still in harm's way. So they definitely think they messed up.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been just shooting and shooting and
Exactly.
shooting.
So she wanted compensation, general and punitive damages. But I tried to look up the case, and it looks like it was dismissed, but she made appeals. So this is 2019, and her second appeal, it looks like it may be dismissed again.
Oh, no.
So it looks like she may not get anything. But the other hostage and the
daughter?
the hostage that jumped out too, she made a complaint and was filing something. And also the family of the woman who died, they were doing complaints and filing stuff as well.
Oh, God. What a nightmare.
Isn't it?
Oh.
So, of course, Kelly is still dealing kind of with this trauma. I mean, she says it gets a little triggering when she sees like a blue Explorer, because that's the car that was hers.
Well, unfortunately, that's the most common color of Explorers, I think.
Right.
Oh my God. Like when I think of an Explorer, I always think of a blue Explorer.
I think of green.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. But there's pictures of this car, and it's bullet holes
riddled with
everywhere.
bullets. Oh
everywhere.
My gosh.
So
I'm amazed that the tires didn't get shot out, or somehow they would have disabled the vehicle.
I just think a lot of things went wrong in this whole situation. I think it could have been dealt better, and it's really hard.
And the police were probably trying to do the best they could.
Absolutely.
By, apprehending these guys and stopping them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks that innocent people had to die and be gravely injured.
Yeah, exactly. So the three men were Gilbert Rentera, sorry, I'm saying these wrong names.
Whatever.
Alex Martinez and Jamie Ramos. So Gilbert and Alex actually died in the shootout with police.
Oh, wow.
Jamie was taken into custody and was charged with 3 counts of murder and 22 counts of attempted murder of police.
What about the poor, ladies?
Well, they didn't shoot them. The police
Whatever.
shot them.
Okay. Move along, Caitlin.
Sorry. In 2016, he pled guilty to avoid the death penalty and was sentenced to life in prison. So he's currently still in prison.
Okay.
Kelly doesn't work at the bank anymore, but...
Well, poor thing wasn't working at the bank anymore anyway.
But she said that they treated her well, and she still gets cards from them and such.
That's
I know.
sweet.
But Kelly's
sorry you got robbed and shot and thrown out of a car and had the worst day of your entire life.
Yeah. Even though she's still fighting, she's still very happy to be here and continues to fight for better training of the police. So, I mean, her experience wasn't the best, with law enforcement. So hopefully, I don't know. It's just so hard because I think they were doing the best that they could, but kind of fell through the holes and such. But still, someone died. An innocent person did. And
my prediction is this.
Yeah.
Is that we are going to have a really hard time going forward to fill the positions of police officers. Because it's it just seems like a no-win situation at this point.
I think there's just a bunch of tension right now.
Oh, there's so much.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't want to get political or anything like that, but I know, if someone's breaking into my house or I need the police, they need to be here,
No, police serves a vital function in society, absolutely. And I don't think there should be no police or anything. Do I think they should be rolling out with, a tank? No, I don't think they should be doing that.
We're pro-police, but more training.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I apologize.
So I'm glad Kelly is doing better. And she was super brave and badass. She kept calm this whole time.
I don't know how she did. And I just like the pop, and now she's shot twice.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Just shattered. But, so good job, Kelly, for keeping calm and being a badass.
Yeah, a hardcore badass. And I'm sorry that all that crap happened to you. That's terrible.
I mean, really, I've never heard of bank robberies just in the movies, but I guess it happens more than you think.
Yeah, no, I was shocked. I mean, like I said, back when I was in high school, and this was the 3rd robbery that, my friend's mom had been through. And it was no big deal to her. And I was like, what? I
guess they have to normalize it, because if they don't, then they'll be panicked and don't know what to do.
Do bank robberies even work anymore?
I don't know. I feel like no.
Because I know they keep separate money to give the bank robbers.
Oh, do they?
Is my understanding. That has special serial numbers on it so they can track the money.
Well, also they have a panic button underneath their desk. So they just push that this push.
And a lot of the money, I think it has ink in it or something.
Oh, so they open it, yeah.
It's destroyed and,
I think technology these days is why try?
Yeah.
But then you have what's that called? Ocean's 11. It's elaborate.
I just watched Ocean's 8. Is that the one with all the ladies?
I think so. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's pretty good. I just rewatched it in my my ear surgery stupor. Yeah. I slept for a week straight.
I bet, yeah.
I was thinking I would be backing at it by,
You said the next day.
Yeah, I was thinking it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but, Joel keeps reminding me that my ear was essentially off my head and I need to give my body a little bit more time.
Yeah. Just heal, bitch. Just heal.
Quit trying to get up and do things.
Yeah.
So.
Don't rob banks. Just don't.
Well, speaking of my surgery, yeah, and also don't rob banks.
Oh, yeah.
Good call. So Caitlin was the effing sweetest.
Aww.
And was it the day of my surgery? I think it was.
Yeah.
You brought over the nicest little care package, left it on the doorstep, and in that care package, along with a couple of White Claws, which are now gone, and some chocolate, which is now gone, and some cheese and prosciutto, which I didn't see at first, and sat in the basket for about 6 days. So that had to go. But everything else is there and was enjoyed.
Good.
But in there, she brought me these books from, I think, like the History Channel or something about... one was like mysterious places, and then the other one was about like UFOs and all kinds of like sort of, things like that. I was like, this is right up my fucking alley. Oh my God. So, but in one of them, they had a whole bunch of stories about Sasquatches.
Oh.
So that is the inspiration for our story today.
Ooh,
is the
love
Sasquatch.
It. Okay.
So.
All right, I'm excited. Go.
All right, yes. Well, of course, this is in Oregon.
Yay,
We're
Oregon.
the home of the Sasquatch.
Pretty much, but there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings here.
Yeah, there's a ton. Actually watching Ancient Aliens about it, and they think there's some sort of portal. Like, they think that Sasquatch is like another race of extraterrestrials that come and go. And
should we Randonautica Bigfoot?
Oh,
holy
snap.
shit.
I just got goosebumps. Yes, because we need to go do that.
We do.
So.
We should post that.
Okay.
All
right. So I'm going to take us back to 2013. Okay. So October of 2013, Jeff McDonald heads out to go hunting. Mm-hmm. So he puts on his orange hunting hat and heads out for a few hours of looking for deer in some nearby woods.
Okay.
So, and about a half an hour in, he's sort of walking along the path that he sort of always walks along. He's about a mile away from home or so, and he spots something strange in the distance. And he's like, what the hell? It looked like a person that was dressed completely in tan clothing.
Okay.
And he was like, well, that's effing dumb. It's hunting season. You should be wearing an orange vest or something because you're going to get yourself shot if you are wearing tan out in the forest area. He was like, the guy was basically wearing buckskin clothing, and he was just like, this is bizarre.
Yeah.
So he's kind of observing this fellow in his buckskin clothing, and the guy starts walking towards him. Okay. And he realizes that he is in fact not wearing buckskin clothing, but is in fact naked.
Oh.
And so.
Okay.
And in one hand, he was carrying a pruning saw.
Oh,
so,
shit.
Yeah. So a little bit of a weapon, if you will. If you will. I need to quit saying that. No. Like, I think we could create a drinking game on how many times I say if you will. And you will be drunk as shit by the end of any episode.
We'll start that next time.
Yeah. We'll just be taking shot after shot after shot. Okay. Jeff was like, I've got my high-powered rifle, and he's not going to do anything. Like, he's not going to come at me with this pruning saw. What the hell is this?
A naked dude
with a pruning saw. Okay. I've got a rifle. He's going to leave me alone. But as soon as the other man spoke, he realized that, you know what? I think I'm wrong. This guy may, in fact, come at me. So he asked who he was, and in a very calm voice, he said that his name was Linus Norgrim. Hopefully I said that right. And in the same reasonable voice, he said he was a Sasquatch from a family of Sasquatches.
Okay.
I'm a Sasquatch. Just believe me.
With a pruning saw.
With a pruning saw.
Okay.
So at that point, Jeff didn't want to upset Linus. He's like, uh-oh. He thinks he's a Sasquatch. So he was careful to sort of turn his rifle away from him. And he didn't mention anything about the saw. Like, hey, you have a pruning saw there. What's that about? He didn't say anything. Okay. And he tried to appear very calm. So just to sort of relax the tension that obviously this Linus is feeling as a Sasquatch. he attempted to talk to him like it was someone with clothes on.
Okay.
And just someone totally normal who was
Yeah.
not thinking he was a Sasquatch. So Jeff suggested that they, like, why don't you come to my house and we'll get you all set up, maybe get you some clothes, you know, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so he started sort of walking alongside Linus and guiding him towards the road. And though they had never met, they actually lived near each other, as it turns
Okay.
out. So a few steps later, Jeff said the naked man whacked him on the head out of nowhere. And
Like with his fist?
it actually doesn't say.
Okay.
Maybe with the pruning saw. I don't
Okay.
know. Like a kind of a butt of a gun type situation. Who can say? So, but Jeff toppled on the ground and blacked out. So he got hit pretty hard in the
Okay.
head. So he remembers waking up and being on his back, and Linus was on top of him with both of his hands around his neck.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like grunting and growling and squeezing with all of his strength. And Jeff sort of fought back the best he could. But he found that his arms were actually like not moving very well. And he had to sort of tuck his elbows in, and then he was able to kind of get some hand and wrist motion.
Interesting.
But he had like almost no mobility in his arms. And actually, as it turns out, which he found out at the hospital later, both of his shoulders had been dislocated by Linus. So somehow while he was unconscious, Linus had done something to him that
Dislocated both his shoulders?
both his shoulders. I don't know if he was like trying to drag him.
Maybe.
And I don't know what, but so at this point, Jeff is very scared.
Yeah.
Like he said he was as scared gets. And they continued to struggle on the ground. And so Jeff finally asked, he's like, why are you trying to kill me?
Uh-huh.
So Linus replied, Sasquatch kills the hunter.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, Linus. So Linus actually tried to push his thumb into Jeff's right eye.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to pop his eyeball out, essentially.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Oh. And he was trying to shove his other hand down his throat.
Ooh.
So I'm not, So actually, Jeff was able to sort of catch one of his knuckles as he's trying to like shove his fist down his throat in between his teeth and just started biting as hard as he could. And so finally, Linus sort of pulled his hand away.
Good,
From being bit. He's probably bleeding at this point. And using everything he could muster, he grabbed Linus's hands and tried to disable his thumbs so he would stop trying to poke his eyeballs out.
Right.
And that's when Linus passed out on top of him.
Oh.
Like,
what?
Yeah, just completely like fell asleep on top of him.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
This is a turn.
The naked man slept for about 30 seconds before waking up again, and he was apparently confused. So he woke up and was like, what the fuck is happening? And then they would sort of tussle again, and then he would fall asleep again, like pass out on him.
What?
Yeah, it's just bizarre. Now, whenever Linus would sort of fall asleep on top of Jeff would try to sort of maneuver around to try to get them down this hill and get them, I think, closer to help is what he was trying to do and try to get away. So Jeff was able to sort of snake his way down this slope with Linus still on top of him. And then finally, sort of at the bottom, he was able to flip Linus off of him. And once Jeff was on top of Linus, Linus woke up again, thrashed around for a little bit, but then was unable to stay awake.
This is so bizarre.
It is so bizarre. I was like, what the hell? This was in like Oregon Live or something. And I was like, this is the strangest story ever. I thought it was going to be actually about a Sasquatch. That's what I was hoping for. But so Jeff spotted his hunting rifle a few paces away.
Okay.
And so as Linus drifted off again, Jeff jumped up, ran to it. He picked it up and pointed it at Linus, our Sasquatch. So while he had the rifle pointing at him, he was actually able to make calls to 911 to his wife, explaining that this naked man attacked him who thinks he's a Sasquatch. And the sheriffs came out and state troopers, but it ended up taking them 90 minutes to like traverse the woods in order to find them.
I see.
Like they went in other directions. And
Yeah.
so it took them 90 minutes. But once they got on the scene, relief flooded Jeff. He was like, oh my goodness, thank God. No matter his injuries, in that moment, he said, all was well and good because I wasn't going to be killed and I wasn't going to have to kill this kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he was, I think, really upset about is this guy attacked him out of nowhere and in self-defense might have to kill him.
Right.
Oh, that's crappy.
It's hard to take a life for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I hope I am never in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Same.
I like to think that I wouldn't kill somebody, but you know what? As I'm getting older, I think that I would.
I think it's hard to think about, but if I was in a life or death situation, I would definitely have to.
I mean, back in my teenage years, it was like, I would rather die than kill somebody else. Like, that was sort of my...
Oh, no.
I'm over that.
Yeah. No, I grew up, my dad, he's just like, if your life is threatened, you should
Fuck them.
Yeah.
They deserve it. Oh my gosh. So nearly a year and a half later, during the trial, Linus's attorney said that the young man had been experiencing symptoms of untreated bipolar disorder.
Oh.
So
there had to have been something.
Yeah, I mean, clearly there's some mental illness there. Linus told the jury that he was actually scared of the hunter and perceived a threat and acted in self-defense.
That's interesting. I mean, it's hard to see from different perspectives.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the jury wasn't having any part of his defense.
I see.
And so they ended up finding him guilty of attempted murder, 3 counts of second-degree assault, but they acquitted him of first-degree assault and unlawful use of a weapon, which I'm assuming is the pruning saw.
I see, yeah.
Hit him with. The defense lawyer told the court that he could not go with an insanity defense without the client's consent. So I guess Lyons was like, no, I'm not crazy. But he did say that mental illness was a factor in this whole thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, that there had to been something, yeah.
So Linus ended up telling the judge that he never meant to hurt Jeff.
Yeah.
He had suffered the worst mental disturbance of his life that day, and it had made him scared of the hunter. I think he saw the hunter, got freaked out, and decided to act in... I mean, so he probably fully felt like he was acting in self-defense.
Right.
Maybe he thought that Jeff was going to shoot him, like he would shoot a deer or something along those lines.
Okay.
So he said he did regret it happening and has regretted it ever since. But he did get sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Wow.
And now hunting is just not the same for Jeff.
I bet.
He's worried for his safety. He's worried for others' safety. He would never want to have something like this happen again. But now he feels like everyone's safer with Linus perhaps in jail.
Yeah, I think he should get help. Hopefully they're treating him in prison. But yeah, definitely, he almost died. Like, this guy almost... It's so weird, and he kept passing out. Like, that's so bizarre.
I know. Poor Jeff.
Yeah.
Just
trying to hunt some deer, and...
I do hope that Linus gets some help and is able to, maybe be on some medication that balances him out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think bipolar, is a whole range of different
because, I mean, I do know some bipolar people, and they've never reached, that extent, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think mental illness is just all a spectrum.
Yeah, I was actually just going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's probably, there's a spectrum where... you can be bipolar and really not show any symptoms at all, and no one would ever know it.
Yeah.
And then you can be bipolar and everyone's like, holy shit, you should probably be in a mental hospital right now. Yeah. You need some help, buddy.
Ugh. That's crazy.
My word. I guess just going out naked in the forest during hunting season isn't a wise choice anyway.
No. With a pruning saw.
Oh, God.
That's just, that whole thing is bizarre, but I mean, I couldn't imagine having that level of mental.
Well, and he fully believed everything he was saying and doing.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
And it was all right in his head, you know,
Right.
from his perspective.
It's so interesting, the mind, man. The mind
I
is
know.
so crazy.
Well, and part of me gets scared that I'm going to see something crazy and tell people about it. And they're like, that bitch needs to be locked up.
No one's going to believe you.
Yeah.
You got to record that shit, Michelle.
Yeah, I guess so. And they'll be like, fake, whatever. That's what's going to happen when we get our Sasquatch sighting from our Random Nautica.
Oh my God, that'd be so crazy.
I totally believe. I mean, there's been so many pictures and things. I actually read about, there's a very iconic picture of it's sort of a Sasquatch walking by. It's like when you see pictures
that
of
footage.
Yeah,
like
it's just it's not like a video, it's just a picture.
Oh.
And I read an article about the guy who took it, and he said it ruined his life. Because
Why?
everyone was like, you
faked it.
And he's like, I thought I was bringing proof to the world that this thing exists. He got nothing but harassment for like years, like 30 years.
Maybe there's a lot more like evidence, but people don't want to come out because no one's gonna believe him anyways.
Well, there's such a stigma about believing anything like that because, well, my feeling is that the government did such a good job of like counterintelligence during, you know, my understanding is there was a guy who was part of Roswell who ended up publishing books dismissing the aliens and everything altogether, and those were so popular that like, essentially, if you even brought up aliens, you were dismissed immediately.
Interesting.
It's like, you're just a dumbass who doesn't know anything about science. Wow. And so, and I think that's sort of the culture now. If you believe in aliens or, you know, it's like, I think now it's a little bit more open and people are like, come on, like, just freaking disclose already. And tell us all about it. But.
That's crazy, man.
I love all that stuff.
I know you do.
I find it so interesting.
You know, like one of those tin hats and...
Not quite. No, I would be like, alien, please come inside.
Right?
Can I make you some iced tea or something?
Right?
Who am I kidding? I never make iced tea.
You give him 5 farms.
I would give him 5 farms. If I had any.
Right?
I didn't drink it all the night before.
Oh, that's too funny.
Well, I would have had some 5 farms for you, but yeah.
It's like liquid gold here.
It is liquid gold. God, it's so delicious.
All right. Well, that was a great story.
It was a little bit off the wall.
It was a little off the wall. I liked it, though. It was really interesting.
And thank you so much for bringing the care package. That was
you're
so
welcome.
sweet. God damn it, Caitlin. It would have never even occurred to me to do that. I'm such a bee.
Whatever.
Ugh.
Just know if I ever have surgery.
I know. Well, now I'm going to have to come up with an even better care package. I don't even know what I put in there.
I know, right?
Pineapple. It's like you got 60 pineapples.
Love it. All right, so good stories. Good job, Kelly. Good job. What's his name? Sorry.
Jeff. I was
Jeff.
like, I couldn't think of it.
I want to say Jack for some reason. No.
Well, it just says McDonald. It just says their last names, but I couldn't really say Linus's last name very well, so I just decided to go with their first names.
I like it. So Jeff and Kelly, good job. Way to survive those tough situations. Couldn't even imagine. Like, death was right there. Like
for both of them.
For both, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Can't even imagine. Well, we hope you like this episode, and you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at I Should Totally Be Dead Right Now. Email us at ishouldtotallybedeadrightnow@gmail.com, or even check out our website at ishouldtotallybedeadrightnow.com.
Well, and thank you for the coffee cocktails.
Oh, you're
They
welcome.
were delicious.
Good morning.
I'm hella buzzed now. Like, I'm gonna go home and freaking clean like a crack addict or something.
Woo. All right, so we'll catch you on next time.
Never mind. I was gonna say the flippity flip, but I don't feel good about it.
What is that? That's not even.
Have you seen I Love You Man with Paul Rudd and
No.
Oh my god, and Jason, what's Marshall from?
Yes. Okay.
Oh my god, it's like I am Paul Rudd in every aspect because every conversation it's so awkward, and he ends up like, "See you on the dosh," and he's like, I don't even. That's not a word. Like he just screws up every conversation that they have, and I feel like that's me.
Okay. Well.
You're like, oh, cut.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.